This is Matthew Brand, and welcome to TrueFire Live, this time broadcasting from the TrueFire studio in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. And we're here in the green room of the studio complex in Amsterdam, and we're very excited to have JP to do this kickoff with us. It's our first TrueFire Live event from Europe, so hang with us if we run into some tech issues as we've seen in the beginning. We fix them. We'll do our very best to maintain the high standards that you're used from us. So thank you so much for joining us. And JP has written 2 courses for TrueFire, 30 cutting-edge blues licks and 30 cutting-edge rhythm and blues grooves. And when you hear JP play, you'll get why we named these courses Cutting Edge. TrueFire has been scouting and producing courses from Europe for the last 6 years now, and we've had the honor to work with some great artists from the Netherlands, Germany, England, Wales, Belgium, Cuba, and even Mali in West Africa. And we're currently preparing new material with educators and players from Italy, Finland, and England. The studio of TrueFire in Amsterdam is growing rapidly, and we're proud to have some great team working with us today, including Vijay Vemov as intern, backing me up on the tech side. Now, TrueFire is truly an international company with artists and staff from all over the world. Our audio post-production mixing for TrueFire Europe, for instance, is actually done in the US by my friend Jack Starkey from Brookfield, Massachusetts. Now, please feel free to post questions in the live chat, and when you do, please let us know where you're tuning in from. Today we have JP in the house, and we're going to dig into his approach to playing blues and blues rock, talk a bit about his bands and how he approaches backing up a singer. We'll do a rundown of his live gear and his studio gear, talk a bit about his favorite guitars and how he records them. Now, JP is the proverbial studio ace and is actually one of the most recorded guitarists in Europe. He can be heard on over 500 CDs, operates his own studio in the northern part of the Netherlands, and has produced many of the big names over here on the old continent. But JP also fronts his own band, has toured extensively across the globe, playing many of the big stages and festivals, and one of his main gigs now is supporting one of the great voices in Europe, Rob de Nijs. Now, this all keeps him very busy, and we felt very, very lucky that he took our phone call and after some groveling and begging on my part, wanted to work with us. Now, JP is an all-around guitarist playing acoustic fingerstyle, folk, and country, but his heart lies in blues and blues rock. Now, do have a little bit of patience with us because our language skills, we're not native speakers. But since the language of music international, I'm sure that you'll get what we're going for. Hey, JP, Can you stop for a bit and get off that cutting ledge and talk to us a little bit? Thanks so much. So, well, we had some tech issues in the beginning, but we're rolling finally, so that's good. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
How are we treating you?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah?
After 3 cups of coffee, I'm very excited.
Good, finally. So you did 2 courses for TrueFire. We did the 30 cutting-edge blues licks and the 30 cutting-edge rhythm and blues grooves that were just out. And we're working on number 3 on Pentatonics. Now, we'll talk about that later, for a little bit. But maybe you can start off by telling us how you got started as a player.
I started when I was 10 years old with classical guitar. I did that 5 years. Then I started to play the electric guitar after 5 years with several teachers. And after, I think, when I was 18 years old, then I went to the conservatory.
Mm-hmm.
And there I studied the jazz. But in the meantime, I played blues and rock. And I studied classical guitar, so it's several music styles which I practice.
And so you try to throw everything together and
Throw everything together and make a mix.
And make a mix of it. That's great, man. So at the conservatory here in the Netherlands, people might not know, we have a lot of conservatories. I think we have 12 or something like that. Which one did you study at?
I started in Zwolle, and then I go to Utrecht, and I study with Eve Albers.
He's a phenomenal player, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a very good player. It's like a player like Ray Gomez,
Okay.
which I very like, and it's that typical of guitar player.
Yeah, and he can be a little bit out there. I mean, I heard him play live a bunch of times, and he has a very style of his own, literally throwing everything together. So I guess that was your first source.
Yeah, well, not my first source, but it was when I was on the school.
Yeah.
Then I studied with him. Yeah.
So, and I guess the music and playing guitar runs in the family, because you have a brother that's a very fine guitar player too.
Yeah, I also have a brother who's making music professional, and it's a jazz player, a real jazz player like Barney Kessel, Wes Montgomery, and it's a very good one. Yeah,
and you got 2 kids.
I have 2 kids. Boy 17 years old, it's Tim, and a girl 14 years old, and it's Alicia.
And are any of them musically inclined?
Well, my son was when he was 8 years old. He was a little bit practicing drums, but he threw it away. But I don't mind because it's a hard, tough.
It's a tough life, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough life.
Yeah, and it leads to poverty, but a lot of fun, though.
A lot of fun.
So, and just a quick reminder, if you're tuning in, tell us where you're from, and if you have any questions for JP, including but not limited to the shop where he gets his shirts, chime in and ask away. So let's talk a little bit about the cutting edge courses. We have now 2 out, and both of them have been very successful. What type of approach did you take when you wrote the 30 cutting edge blues licks?
When you watch several courses, then you see the regular stuff, and that's okay. But I want to make more on the regular stuff, so I put some I put some notes from the scale in it, and a little bit different from the normal stuff.
Okay, so you're saying that you're kind of mixing up scales, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, for example, if you play like Steve Ray Vaughan, everybody knows. But I like to mix some kind of strange combinations, like or so a chromatic line.
Yeah.
And that's the blues scale, the chromatic kind of stuff, and the normal scale.
So the normal pentatonic scales. You
So
said.
when we have the normal scale, then I play like on B7, of course. And when I play the pentatonic scale, so I like to mix them from minor to major, and then I go to the 6 with the 7. So it seems like chromatic, but they are the normal notes from the scale. So it sounds different because you place them together in a different way. So my teachers said always, you can play everything, but you have to come on the right note. But that's a joke, of course.
Yeah.
But when I play like... There are several wrong notes.
I would say all of no, not all of them.
No, but when you place them in the right order, then it's okay, and it sounds very cool.
So that's like the minor pentatonic scale. It's the major pentatonic scale. It's chromatic playing.
Yeah.
But when we were just practicing a little bit, you also played something octatonic.
Yeah. When I play octatonic, then it's kind of weird. But you have to make them like a blues scale. So
Okay.
it has to be sounded normal. So when I play... So and then if you mix it together, it sounds very good. And also when you play Stevie Vaughan kind of lick, he also play a flat 9. So when I do...
But this, do you make like a conscious decision, as in to play blues rock, or make it sound more fusiony? The brain go in and say, I now want to sound like a little more fusiony and go out there a little bit?
Well, if I play regular blues stuff, then I don't play the fusion stuff. Maybe on the end,
There's no money in that.
So, and everybody throws stones to you. But it's. I like to adventure the people. So so it's to challenge the people.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very cool. But you have to play the normal stuff to not to lie on the style you play.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you got to be like a little bit more towards the style and kind of play in that style. And if you want to, get to the cool sounds, you introduce all that other material. Maybe what we can do is we can run the backing track again for this song, and then what we can do is maybe show us different aspects of that, and play a little bit, more in the blues style, and then go out there a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Normal blues stuff.
Now, hold on just a minute. What did you play there?
This is like Robin Ford kind of stuff. And now I play the octatonic scale. And then I mix it with the blues scale.
If that isn't cutting edge, I don't know what is.
It's cutting edge.
That sounds great, man. And so, but you do mix it up a little bit with just keeping it to the minor pentatonic scale as a kind of a I don't know, give people some hold of it and keep it like more towards the bass.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
So what in that sense, in this specific style, what are the players that influenced you? Who got you into this style of playing?
Of course, John Scofield, Scott Henderson, Robin Ford, Larry Carlton, and all the jazz players, sax players, saxophone.
So you listen to saxophone players too?
Yeah, yeah.
Who are the guys that you really like?
Well, of course,
I mean, was it the big jazz guys like Coltrane or?
Yeah, Coltrane, yeah. And Ben Webster or guys like these.
Yeah, I guess Webster was like more in the old swing style and all that kind of stuff, and then Coltrane was really out there.
And also Miles Davis, the trumpet player, and I listen to everything, and I filter what I like. So yeah.
And so, did you actually transcribe these the licks for on guitar and see how they worked out?
Yeah, yeah.
That must have cost you a lot of time.
A lot of time.
Yeah. But and so and nowadays, I mean, when I was at your house a couple of weeks back, you showed me some stuff by Michael Schenker. Really, good player.
Yeah, it's very lyric. That's what I like. The German, it's a German guitar player, so you hear the very German lyrical guitar player in the rock.
Yeah.
So like when you have.
These are lyrical playing. These are like melodies that you can whistle or can sing.
Yeah.
And so again, do you go back into this mode of playing lyrical? When you're out soloing and saying, now I really want to play a nice melody, and then switch it off to the fast stuff, or
Yeah, it depends what role it has in the music. Sometimes there's a different role. Then you have to make a kick moment, or sometimes you have to make a song, especially in the studio or live settings. Then you have to play an extra song in the song. So then you play more melody. So
okay. So are you saying that it depends on the song, what kind of role the guitar has there?
Yeah, and what style? If I'm in the studio, then sometimes they say, "Can you play like Mark Knopfler kind of stuff?" Because or John Mayer, and then you play with your fingers and more melody. Or if they say, "Can you play a Van Halen kind of lick?" Then I think a little bit in that way, not to copy, but make my own. But then it's more.
But are you one of those guys that actually, stomps on one of those effects thingamajiggies and you want Mark Knopfler? Here's Mark Knopfler. Can you
I can do that.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's, I guess, taps into what you do, in your quote unquote regular job, aside from playing live, is you own your own studio and you produce a lot of people, and you go out into other studios and play for them. And like it would be an assignment coming in to a studio and just saying, here's a band, here's a track, we need a guitar, play. something like that.
Yeah, yeah. If you mean if I have to tell them what to play.
No, no, no. I mean, well, that could be also when you're the producer of
Yeah, sometimes they come with a song, and then I listen to the song, and yeah, if you are the producer, then you have to cut or make some chords different. Then sometimes you have to kill your darlings,
yeah.
and but you have to think with the people who coming to the studio and make yeah and
Kind of a deal or something.
yeah,
like
kind
that.
of
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
And but the producer has always an idea of the song, and that's what I try to.
Yeah, what you're trying to get into. And so when people come into your studio, they will have like tracks ready, or what kind of phase will they come into your studio when they're making a song? Will they come in with like, I've got some lyrics and I have a few chords?
No, sometimes the whole band is coming, so I'm just the engineer, and they have all the songs: the drummer, the bass player, the guitar, and the keyboard player. But sometimes when I have to play for somebody else, then the whole backing track is already ready.
Okay, so, and then you just play a certain guitar part.
Yeah, then I play.
Go in, do your thing, and get out.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Kind of that thing. Well, that's great. I mean, let's talk a little bit about your regular job. I would say, or one of your regular jobs, which is backing up one of the famous singers here in the Netherlands, Rob de Nijs. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do when you're playing behind him? So when you're a member of the band.
Well, if you play with a singer, you have to follow the singer. So, and I can say that because I sing by myself, and when the band is playing rough stuff and you can't hear yourself, you always have to play in cooperation with the singer. So you have to support him, not to struggle him.
Yeah. So maybe what we can do, I have a clip lined up here and see if this works. We had some technical issues before, so I'm going to run the clip. And this is from you playing with Rob de Nijs in, I think, one of the bigger concert halls here in the Netherlands.
Tivoli.
Yeah, Tivoli in Vredenburg. Let's roll this. That was some phenomenal playing right there. I noticed a few things. One of the things is, what's the saxophone player's name? Because he played a great solo there.
It's Tristan Grotenbreg.
Yeah, and it's a great band. But I was noticing a few things when he went up on stage. One is that the drummer was like kind of locked in there. He had some screens around it. Why is that?
That's for the singer, because otherwise it's too loud and it's leaking in his microphone.
Okay.
Because he's 75 and his voice is a little bit weaker, so they have to gain up the microphone. And if they're not a sort of cage
Okay.
around
Yeah.
the drummer, then the cymbals and the drums is leaking on his mic.
It's always good to cage a drummer. Is my
Yeah.
keep him in there. But another thing that I was noticing too, because are you playing with in ears there?
Not there, no.
Oh, so do you normally play with in ears?
Sometimes.
Okay,
Sometimes.
because I noticed that he did. Because I didn't. There was one vocal monitor up front, but so how do you get your sound on stage? I mean, where do you get your sound from?
Well, I have a real speaker and a tube amp.
Okay.
And I put my speaker cabinet to behind. So the direction is
Like-
to the back.
Oh, okay.
So the front man of the house, the sound engineer, can't complain that my sound is too loud on the stage because it's the direction is the other way. So then I can put the amp normal, but
Okay.
I never play very loud. It's because on that stage when everybody's playing with in ear, it's very quiet on the stage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm not. I haven't to put the crank 'em up.
Yeah, you don't have to crank it up
Yeah.
there.
So
Because I was noticing you brought your big. I guess it's your live rig that you have there.
yeah, this is my session rig or studio rig. When I play with singers, I have a little rig.
A smaller rig.
Yeah, much smaller. So this is
It's
a
not-
little bit over the top, but this is for the studio
Yeah.
and the very big sessions.
Yeah, when you bring this to the live gig, I mean, probably the singer gets scared.
Wow. there were
They're used to something.
there
But,
are examples that they bring 3 times more.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that. Looking at the rig and what type of stuff that you use live and in the studio. But let's play a little bit more. And let me see. Is there one of the examples that you have there on the right hand side that you on the left hand side that you want to play?
Well, I don't know. It's the what do we have? Well, no, maybe the slow one. The slow.
Which one is that? Which number is that?
Which number is that? I think it's. I know. Let me look.
Just give us a second here.
Well, maybe we can play
I mean,
Fly on the Wing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Let's do
Fly
that.
on the Wing.
I think that one's from the second chorus, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it was this one. So here we go. for that, man. That sounded great. I mean, definitely a Jimi Hendrix signature there. Heard a lot of his stuff. I mean, I really dig his stuff, especially the double notes, and can you show us something of what you do? What is your approach on that? That first lick, for instance.
This is an A.
So when you play this kind of stuff, what do you look at? Is there something that you see when you do this, or combination
Yeah,
of
there are
things?
two things. I see all the A's in little forms. So
So these are all triads that you're playing.
yeah, there are triads, and I know that the parallel minor is F sharp minor. So when A is the same like F of F sharp minor, and you can see it if you this is an A. It's the same color bass in it. So when I play the minor pentatonic scale, and then and also here. This is F sharp.
So, and I also saw you play some octave stuff, which I really like.
Yeah, that's more the West Montgomery kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I guess it actually also fits within the Jimi Hendrix stuff, because you
Yeah.
just played it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what Eric Johnson also do.
Okay. Okay, I want to just touch on a different topic here. One of the things that you also do is, you being a studio as you are, you play all kinds of guitars in different settings. And one of the things you also do is play acoustic guitar. And actually, one of the first things that you gave me was your acoustic album. Do you have it with you?
Yeah, I bring it with me. This is the acoustic album Listen to the Dawn. And I play 13 acoustic songs on it, and they're also written by myself, all of them. And yeah.
What was the reason for actually recording that album? Because
well, the reason was that I had a bad time.
okay,
And I bought
always good to be a musician, yeah.
I bought a brand new guitar, a Collings, from the shop Fellowship of Acoustics, and it's a Collings acoustic guitar, and I start to play and I couldn't stop, so I could play my emotions on the tape, and I record all the ideas, and then I make a record of it.
Well, I see that we don't have an acoustic guitar here lined up. So, well, what we can do is maybe listen to a track, which this is a track that you, I guess you put it on YouTube. It's somewhere to be found. Is this one on the album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's listen to that and see a completely different side of you. So we just got some questions in through the live chat. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please, when you do, just tell us where you're from. We really like to know. And this is Tony Hutchinson. Did I say that correctly?
Toby Hodgkinson.
Toby Hutchinson. He had a question on the octatonic scale. What was that, VJ?
Is that included in the course?
Okay. Do we have those licks included in the course, the octatonic?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah?
A little bit. Yeah, but there's coming more, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, by the way, for giving me the clip on the Collins. It's just a beautiful piece of music, and I really dig your.
Yeah, I just recorded at my home with a telephone, so it's a little bit crappy what concerned the sound, but
it sounded good to me.
Okay.
And one thing I liked is that you didn't, record the whole neck of the guitar, so it kind of keeps us in the dark a little bit about about what you played. So, but excellent playing, and actually. So one of the things that we do when we produce a course is we have a lot of back and forth between us, the two of us, talk about subjects, things that you find interesting, things that you would like to do. And one of the things that you also do is you, when we were in that process talking about, new approaches to your playing, is that we, you send me YouTube clips or sometimes clips that you recorded on your phone, and one of the clips I want to play for the people back home, because it really sounds great, and it's a piece that you recorded. Is it on YouTube? Did you put that clip on YouTube too?
no, it's only on Facebook.
Oh, it's on Facebook. So if you go to JP's Facebook account, you'll find it somewhere down there. I really dig this one, and I hope you dig it too, because actually it'll lead us to our next course, the one about pentatonics. Let's have a listen first. Some great playing there. I mean, a lot of octave stuff and a lot of Eric Johnson comes to mind. I mean, really beautiful
Ja,
stuff.
weet je wat de grap is?
Let's talk in English.
Oh.
Okay, we're live.
The fun part is, sorry, excuse me. The fun part is it's on a guitar, which don't normally play that stuff on it.
Okay,
was it a Burns guitar?
A Burns
from
guitar, yeah.
62, I think. So
Well,
that was a joke.
But it sounds great. I mean,
It was more, let's try to play that sort of kind of music
yeah.
on that guitar.
And I have your live reel now lined up. Could you tell us a little bit about the effects that you use, and we'll run through them, like the one on the your left hand side down there. Is the Super Drive?
Yeah, it's a Super Drive, and it's made by Lex Boss.
Okay.
And I also play on his amps, Buddy amps, and it's a Dutch builder, and is a genius. Effects and amps and
Yeah. Can you let us hear something about?
Yeah, it's the first channel. I put them very clean.
So that's the Hendrix stuff that you can do with that.
And I play on the second channel. That's more the rock stuff. That's
very,
more.
very nice overtones there. And what are some of the other stuff that you have lined up here in the on your effects pedal?
Yeah, the whole pedal board is built by a very good friend of mine, Alex Borders Sound. And I start with a Joe Bonamassa wah,
Okay.
and then it's go to a Lele volume pedal. And I don't know exactly the direction.
Okay.
Because I can change it with my effects MK5 is from Musicom.
Okay, so that's the thing that's down on the bottom there with all the
that's an
switches.
audio looper controller.
Yeah.
So I can connect all the effect pedals on the MIDI audio controller, and I can mix them. I can change the direction and everything.
Okay.
So and I have a decimator. That's a noise reduction system.
Which one is that?
That's from ISP. That's when I crank the whole thing up. So when it distorted very much, then then it's quiet when I don't play.
Okay.
And I have reverb on it. It's the Polara from Digitech, and the crunch pedals or the gain pedals, the drives, there are the Super Drive, and I have the King of Tone of Analog Man, and I have a self-made pedal, that's the silver one. It's built by a student of me, and it's a clone of the OCD.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Diablo.
Okay.
So there are two pedals in one. And next to that pedal, it's the famous Clon Centaur. And it's €2,000 or dollars
it's
on
about,
eBay. But I have the real one. And so
yeah, that's about $2,500 US. So
yeah.
so that's where your money is going, huh?
Yeah, that's where my money is.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about the courses that you've done and the courses that you are going to do. We talked a little bit about that, and especially when I when you played that other clip when you played at home. The next one is going to be about pentatonics and about your different approaches of using pentatonics in blues courses and or blues grooves and blues rock and things. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I want to explain about the pentatonic scale, and everybody knows the pentatonic scale. But I want to show everyone the positions, and I think also everyone knows that. There are the positions of the pentatonic scale. These are the drop 2 chords, and the fifth pentatonic scale is this one. But I want to show the example which I already said when I did in the Jimi Hendrix stuff. When I play an A, so I can play the minor pentatonic, but it's a little bit tricky when it's a real major thing.
Yeah,
so
it's a real major chord.
It's when it's a bluesy thing, you can play the minor, of course. But when it's more major, then I can mix them, and then I prefer the minor. That's the F sharp minor.
So that will be the, what is it, the flatted sixth? No, the sixth of the towards or in comparison with the A.
A minor third back.
A minor
from
third
A.
back, yeah.
And
So that's one of the pentatonic positions. Are there more that you can use?
The pentatonic, is more, because when I play A7, then the main key is D.
Okay, so because A7 is the 5 and D.
Fifth
degree,
chord,
yeah.
of D.
Yeah.
And D is parallel of B minor.
Okay.
So when I play, you can see when it's a well-known song.
Yeah.
But it's also the trick to know which one is parallel. It's D, it's the same like B minor. It's TrueFire.
Yeah, TrueFire. Yeah.
Okay, but then we play the B minor on A, and
Okay.
that's a little bit tricky, and that sort of things I'm gonna tell in the
new chorus.
3. So when I mix it,
This is all on A. It's all on A. So now that's the 3 minor pentatonic scales already
that's
that you.
a little bit tricky because that's too much. But when I play only A, that's normal thing, and that's major, more major.
It's a real
More country
country
stuff.
vibe, yeah.
But when I play B minor, so then you have to make it right to A again. But
So you end up on A again.
yeah, because otherwise you hang in a little key. It's sort of like a Twilight song.
Twilight.
But it's when you combine these things, you can make beautiful lines.
Yeah. That really sounds great. I'm really looking forward to producing that course with you. And any idea when we're going to record that?
As soon as possible.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll put you to work. Let me see. Let's go to another track. We have a little bit more time left, and let me see. This is the. Was it the second one?
It's a second groove 2 from course.
From the second course, so the
Yeah.
rhythm and blues grooves.
Greenhouse.
And can you tell us a little bit about the chord progression?
The chord progressions is normal blues in G, and in the chorus the example is
Okay.
it's more the Jimi Hendrix stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm lining it up. Here we go. That sounded phenomenal, man. That's great. We do have some questions in from people who are listening in on the live feed, and I think we have a question on. Let me see. We're actually we had one question of where the live feed is actually coming from, and it's coming from Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
Oh.
That's in the old country. Yeah, it's in the Netherlands. That's where we live.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in Europe. So that was one of the questions, and actually one guy asked if you want to do an acoustic course for us.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What type of course would you make? Would you have any idea?
For acoustic,
Yeah.
then I will make different voicings and open chords, and when I play a melody in chords. But I'm not a Tommy Emmanuel, but I can play some.
You're his younger brother.
Yeah, but that's the normal stuff. But then combined with beautiful chords, or. Stuff like that.
That's great, man. Sounds beautiful. So yeah, we're going to wrap up here a little bit, and thank you so much for doing this live feed for us. And this is the first one. We had some tech issues, but we fixed them. There's a lot of people have tuned in.
What a pleasure.
Yeah, and so maybe you can play a little bit more. Have you any idea of what type of groove you want to do something on? Let me just
grab some.
How about that number 6? I think on the last course.
Okay.
You want to see which one that is?
I have to look what key it is.
Yes.
Otherwise, I play the wrong key. 6, shuffle yourself. Okay, it's an A.
Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for tuning in. What we're going to do is we'll cut the live feed in a little bit and have JP play us out. Tune in to TrueFire Live TV, and you'll hear a lot of great artists and maybe get to know them a little bit more personally. And if you're interested in JP's courses, there's 2 out now, and the last one actually was released, I think, 10 days ago or something like that, 2 weeks ago. And we're working on number 3, which is going to be on Pentatonics. And then if we get more requests about the acoustic course, we'll do one of those too. Yeah, because I really like working with you. So yeah, okay. I'm going to line up the track, and then you can play us out. Thanks so much, and thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll get you on the next one. Bye bye.
Okay.